Nebraska, a winner. 42-17 the final. As the Cornhuskers close out the 9th undefeated and untied season in the history of Nebraska football.
The 1-2 again. Inside corner. The Royals, 2015 World Champions.
Strike three call. It's over. They've done it. The Royals are World Series champions. The world champion Kansas City.
McKinnon is in at running back. First down and goal to go. Play action.
Welcome to M&M Sports Podcast number 42. Tonight we're going to talk a little Kansas City Royals, College World Series, and NBA Finals, Brian.
NBA Finals. I know we're not going to start with that, Eric, but wow, that blew my mind that thing went 7 games. I got to lead with that.
It was a great series, and yes, very surprising to many people that Indiana pushed them to the brink.
Very, very eventful College World Series. A lot of fun.
Right. The umpires decided they wanted to get involved in that last game.
Sometimes they like to be seen. And of course, I'll let you start us off with the Kansas City Royals.
Yeah, they're coming off a 4-2 road trip, which, you know, when you're coming off an 0-6 homestand, we'll take it. We'll take it. Yeah. They won their first 4 and lost their last 2, so that was just a little bit of a letdown.
A little bittersweet.
But it's only because of the order that it happened in is all. They swept Texas. That is impressive. Road sweep. Outscored them 16-5.
Texas is a good team.
Yep, outscored them 16-5 in that 3-game series, and the Royals hit 7 home runs.
Yeah.
Amazing how easier things get when you hit the ball over the wall.
Right?
Yeah, and you don't have to get hits with runners in scoring position when you put them over the wall.
And I almost wonder if Salvi was listening to us last week, because I think the night we recorded, he hit 1 or 2 right off the bat. So
I don't think you and I are the only ones that were thinking along those same lines.
The offense definitely needs to come around, and he's a big part of that. He's the clubhouse leader, huge with the fan base. So if he could get going, Bobby Witt Jr. is kind of going. We saw Cags get going this week, so everything's heading in the right direction. Yeah,
they kind of took turns.
They did.
In this series, each of them having a game, so to speak. That first game, the Royals won 6-1. That was the one where Sal did hit 2 homers. Bobby went yard as well. Seth Lugo was really the story, though. 9 strikeouts, just 1 walk, 1 earned run over 6 innings pitched. 96 pitches, 62 strikes, just efficient as can be.
You took the word right out of my mouth. Efficient is exactly what I was thinking, Eric.
Right. And the bullpen over that 3-game series against Texas had a grand total of 0 walks. The bullpen didn't walk a guy.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That is huge.
I mean, man, if only they could do that on a consistent basis.
Yeah.
That's asking a lot, I know. But
it is.
Yeah, 0 walks, that's beyond impressive for sure. They win that first game, like I said, 6-1. And then the second game, Miguel Garcia had the big game, 3 hits, 1 homer, and 4 RBIs in that one. Bubic really had to battle in this one, really had to grind. Things didn't come as easy for him. And sometimes that's not a bad thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
when you know it's not going to come easy and you have to battle and you have to grind, that could get you prepared for those type of games down the road.
Absolutely. Not everything is going to come easy all season, and not only to grind, but to still come away with the win. I think it's very important to the continued success of his season, because up to this point, he hasn't had to battle a lot.
Right.
So it's a great learning moment.
Yes, he went 5 1/3 innings through 101 pitches. So right there, that tells you, they were battling. Texas was battling him pretty good. 6 strikeouts, 1 walk, 3 earned runs. So his ERA right now is at 2.12. Still pretty damn respectable, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, those numbers. I know he threw a lot of pitches in just a little over 5 innings, but he's still getting some Ks. not walking a lot of guys, and giving up 3 runs is usually a pretty good outing. And for this kid, it raised his ERA. So that's great. He's having a fantastic season.
And then Schreiber, Urseg, Cruz, and Estevez came in and did some heavy lifting. Like I said, he only threw just over 5 innings, so the bullpen was going to have to do their part, and they did just that. 3 strikeouts, no walks, no earned runs, 6-3 win for the Royals. They go up 2-0 in that series. Then Thursday afternoon was, probably the most exciting for Royals fans because we know what happened that game. It was the arrival of one Jack Caglione. I was thinking, like a lot of people, once he gets that first home run out of the way, I think that'll free him up a little bit. Yeah. But little did I know that second one would come that quick.
Yeah, of course he's been pressing. He has just torn it up in the minor leagues. A year ago at this time, he's just getting done with the College World Series. So this kid, he ascended very quickly through the farm system. Just hit the leather off the ball up until a couple weeks ago. Yeah, now that he's got that first couple dingers under his belt, look for him to really loosen up at the plate.
I agree. Yeah. I think you can already see it a little bit. Yeah. It didn't take long. He just had to get that first one out of the way.
Yeah, get the pressure off a little bit.
Yep. On that Thursday afternoon, the Royals won that game 4-1. They actually went up 2-0 after the first inning on a Benny Pasquantino 2-run home run. And then in the second inning, that's when Cags followed with his first home run of the year. He rode a high pitch out to right center, 387. It didn't make it over by much. He just kind of tattooed it, a high pitch, took it out. And then later in the game, he hit one in that same vicinity, but this one happened to go 439 feet to right center as well.
A little more of what we're used to off his bat.
Yeah, he looked really smooth on this one.
Yeah, I think look for him to hit many long home runs before this season's over. The kid has power.
Yep.
The ball jumps. The exit velocity off his bat is just unreal. He's going to start finding some holes, and he's going to produce.
I agree. Michael Wacha, 6 innings pitched, 1 earned run. His ERA is currently at 3.24, still pretty solid for one Michael Wacha. And
pretty
then
respectable.
Schreiber, Zerpa, and Estevez, 3 innings pitched, 2 strikeouts, no walks. They slam the door. Royals win 4-1 and sweep Texas. Exactly really what you're looking for coming off of that 0-6 homestand.
Yeah, after 0-6 to be able to break out the brooms on the road like that, it should provide a big shot of confidence for a team that is probably questioning itself right now.
Right. And then after this series, when they went to take on a real good San Diego Padres team who was coming off a beanball war against the Dodgers.
Yeah.
That series got pretty wild.
Yes, it did.
I actually thought, their Padres are really good, but maybe we are catching them at a good time.
Yeah.
Maybe they have a little emotional letdown, so to speak.
Absolutely.
So I was really hoping the Royals could take 2 out of 3. Yeah. I was probably hoping for too much. Friday, they did win that game 6-5. They got up 4-0. Padres came back, tied it in the 7th, so it wasn't easy. 2 more home runs on this given night. That would be Bobby Witt Jr. in the first inning solo home run, and Jonathan India with a 3-run homer in the 5th inning. So those were your 2 offensive stars that game. The Royals went on to win this back-and-forth affair 6-5 to take Game 1, Brian.
Good to see India come up with that big 3-run shot. We've talked about him to where maybe he's not quite living up to the expectations we'd hoped for at times.
Right.
But, again, maybe this will be the shot in the arm that he needs to really get going because, in that close of a game, that was huge.
Yes. Yeah, the more he can contribute with some other guys going right now, boy, that would help a lot.
Yes, it would.
So after the Royals take Game 1, Saturday, they lose 5-1. They had some opportunities on offense early, squandered those opportunities. You do that against a good team like the Padres, you're not going to win. Leaving
runners in scoring position is extremely detrimental to a team that struggles to score.
Exactly. Noah Cameron 5 1/3 innings pitched, 2 earned runs. ERA is currently at 2.08 right now. So, yeah, he had to battle, but once again found a way to at least have a pretty good outing.
Absolutely.
Just the two runs against a really good hitting Padres team.
Yeah, nothing to hang his head there for.
Right, and Sunday I felt like was the one that got away. This easily could have been a game the Royals could have and probably should have won.
Yes. Unfortunately, when things aren't going your way as they have not for the past month now, I think doubt creeps in at times, and this was a game we should have won.
Yeah, Lugo pitched a hell of a game. He was pulled with 90 pitches, and Angel Zerpa and Urseg, they couldn't get the job done.
Really, the first time we've seen the bullpen struggle on this road trip.
Right, but Zerpa walked 2 guys. Yeah. You mean you're just asking for it.
Can't do that.
We all know this when it comes to, baseball, late innings especially. No, walks are going to come back to get you.
Every time.
We were 1 strike away from getting out of it, but we didn't. Walks came back to get him. Padres tied it 2-2, ended up winning the game 3-2. Royals lose 2 out of 3. Like I said, 4-2 on the road trip. Record is currently at 38-40.
38-40, plenty of time to battle back. I do want to touch on real quick, Eric. I don't remember if it was Saturday or Sunday's game where right fielder Jack Caglione flashed some leather out there. I want to give him some props for that because he's playing a position that historically he has not played, and he robbed the Padres of a home run. Not an easy thing to do.
Right.
It's not. I mean, it takes a lot of concentration. That ball's traveling 370 feet at that point or whatever it is to time your jump just right. I mean, it really shows the athleticism that this kid has.
Once again, something that's going to give him confidence this time. Obviously, some confidence playing right field.
And as you know, that confidence, it carries over to the offensive side as well.
Sure.
When you make a big play in the field, especially as a rookie, you're looking for anytime you can get a pat on the back when you get to that dugout by the veterans. And I'll guarantee you those veterans were patting him.
Yes, they're gonna try and build him up as much as they can.
Absolutely.
Like I said, 38-40, meaning we're just 3 games away from the halfway mark. So I'm going to run through some numbers real quick that I find significant. Jonathan India not hitting quite as well as most Royals fans would hope right now. He's at 238, but he does have 28 walks, 13 doubles, and 4 home runs. So those numbers are starting to come around a little bit.
Yeah, the only number I really am questioning that I wish was better right now is that average.
Sure.
If that average was up a little bit, I'm okay with those other numbers.
Yeah, that's kind of how I view that as well. Yep. Bobby Witt Jr., 286, 26 doubles, leads the league in doubles. I mean, he's on pace right now for right around 55. That'd be quite a year as far as doubles go.
Yep.
Got his home runs up to 10, so he's on, right about a 21 pace as of right now.
Power's going to come around.
Sure.
For him. Yep.
Garcia, 312. And here's something I didn't know till I looked. This dude's drawn 27 walks. He's
impressive.
even doing some of that to go along with 19 doubles, 3 triples, and 8 home runs.
He deserves to be an all-star this year, Eric.
It's not going to happen.
I know.
Based on position he plays, but yes, I agree he deserves to be on the team. Based on his current stats right now, yes, for sure.
He deserves to be in that conversation. He's having the best year of his career at this point right now. So, somewhere along the lines, you got to give the kid some credit.
Right. I mean, hopefully it just keeps him hungry and doesn't discourage him.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what we're hoping for.
Yes.
Vinny, currently at 267, 23 walks, 7 doubles, and 11 home runs. So, coming around. As is Salvador Perez. Average still not quite where we want it, 235, but he also has 19 doubles and 9 home runs. He's 35 years old. He's trending towards that 40 double and 20 home run mark if he was to continue this pace. So just like that, when Brian and I and other people are wondering maybe if he should rest once in a while he comes up with a big week, but let's just hope it continues.
Yeah, if he's able to maintain what he's done over the last 7 to 10 days, yeah, you're going to see his numbers there, and those are very respectable numbers for anyone.
Sure.
Let alone a 35-year-old catcher.
Yeah, if we could just get that average up a little bit, I think we could live with around 40 doubles and 20 home runs.
Absolutely.
Yep. Anyway, that's the stats that I have on some of our main dudes as of right now. Some are trending the right way. We just need to keep them trending that direction.
Yeah, you're exactly right. We need to build off a little bit of momentum that we were able to get last week, and just keep trending upwards. You don't have to get everything all in one chunk. We've talked about that. Baseball is a long season. If you could continue to go 4-2 each week from here on out, we're going to be in great position by the time the season's over.
Pretty good challenge coming up. They have Tampa Bay coming in for 3 games tonight. Tampa's been playing really good ball. The Royals actually swept them at Tampa earlier this year, so they'll be looking for a little bit of payback. Yep. And then, of course, the Dodgers coming in this weekend. So time to step up your game and find a way to, I'm hoping, have a winning homestand because they're still playing catch-up after that 0-6 homestand that they had.
Absolutely. And just because the Dodgers are coming to town doesn't mean a thing. You got to treat them like any other ball club that's coming to town and go out and do your thing. They're not unbeatable.
Exactly.
They lose games every week. They're not unbeatable. It might as well be us.
But yeah, it would be nice to, we'll say, even that record at 42 and 42 after this 6 games.
I'd be happy.
That's what I'm kind of hoping for, but time will tell. Okay, Brian, LSU, 8th title, 20 appearances, 8th title. That's pretty efficient as far as making the most of your opportunities, we'll say.
That's pretty respectable, Eric. The fans from LSU love Omaha, and I'd say in turn, Omaha loves the LSU fans. They've been good to the area.
I'd say it's mutual, yes.
Yeah.
For sure.
Not who I had selected to pick to win it, but I believe you did.
I'm not going to act like I accomplished something fantastic, but I appreciate the compliment there. Yeah, LSU, they went 5-0 in this thing. 4-1 over Arkansas the first game, 9-5 over UCLA. Then that crazy game against Arkansas where they were pretty fortunate to win that one. Won that 6-5. Coastal Carolina, they win game 1, 1-0, 5-3. This last game with a little bit of controversy mixed in.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was carryover from something the day before, but Coastal Carolina's coach was not happy about the non-called strikes in that first inning, and he voiced his opinion, and the umpire didn't give him a very long leash.
It's a shame that something like that has to happen in such a high-profile game. I wish they would give coaches and players a little bit of slack because it is such a big game.
Yeah.
You don't want anybody getting tossed.
No, and unless he said something really bad, which I didn't see, I didn't hear, I haven't heard anything, but unless he really said something derogatory, that umpire has to just say, hey, this is a long game.
We're going to let it slide.
Yeah, let me do my job. You do yours. And, if you have an issue, let's talk it out. But don't throw the guy out.
It's like I said, it's a shame because it kind of takes away from what LSU did a little bit. Or takes away from the game in general.
Yeah.
That's how I should phrase it.
Yeah, the spotlight was on that instead of the fact that LSU won.
Yeah, and take nothing away from LSU. But yeah, I just don't like controversy, especially on a big stage, regardless of sport or situation.
No, especially, Coastal Carolina's coming off a 1-0 loss in that first game of the series. And I believe that one run was scored in the first inning, if I remember right.
Sounds right.
So, Coastal Carolina's playing as well as you can against the best team in college baseball. Obviously, they fall short They come out on the next day. I assume he just felt like he wasn't getting the calls that he should. And I think he just wanted to be heard.
Right.
And it went too far. And he gets tossed. One of his base coaches get tossed. I mean,
right.
You almost knew once that happened that things were going LSU's way.
Yeah.
You know,
the writing was definitely on the wall.
Yeah.
I felt like after that.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was a fun College World Series. It's just, like I said, a shame that there had to be controversy in that last game.
Yeah, the fans turn out for this event. I mean, that place was pretty well full night after night. Wasn't a lot of issues with the weather. I think we had the one rain delay maybe.
Right.
The heat obviously played a factor in these last two games.
Sure.
Which it often does this time of year around here. But, I'll tip my hat to all 8 teams that played there. They all deserve to be there. By being there, their programs will all improve.
Right.
Just by getting to this point. It will be easier to get recruits. They've played on the national stage. I mean, once you play in Omaha, it's easy to play anywhere else.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
So, Coastal Carolina, trust me, they'll be back. Great ball club. But LSU's not going anywhere either. So,
No.
I won't be a bit surprised to see them back in Omaha.
They are a powerhouse and then some. I think they said the SEC's won every one since, I believe, maybe 2018.
Yeah.
I think Florida won it that year. I think maybe it goes back
That's where
that
it started.
far.
Yep.
Yeah. So, SEC domination, we'll say.
Hey, it is what it is. It's up to the other teams to stop that.
Right.
If you can't stop it, the SEC is just going to continue to dominate.
Well said.
Okay, let's move on from baseball onto a little football. Eric, it's that time of year where the recruits kind of come and go, is how I'll put it. Nebraska had a couple recruits commit this week, which is great, and they lost to one, which is it was expected, and it's not unheard of. That's the era we live in right now, Eric.
Exactly.
20 years ago when a kid committed to a school,
that meant something.
It did. It was very rare that they flipped their commit.
Mm-hmm. So we gained one, we lost one.
Yeah. No big deal. It's going to happen. You can't blame these kids for this. They're taught to until they have to sign on the dotted line, they're not committed.
Right.
Money obviously plays into it, and we're going to see more and more of that. But on the plus side, we had 3 strong commits this week. 2 of them came yesterday. 4-star commit, cornerback Danny Odom, and 3-star commit running back Jamal Rule. Both have committed to the Huskers. Eric Odom is a 6'2", 180-pound cornerback.
Okay.
Got some length. Makes it a little harder for those quarterbacks to throw over when they're 6'2", rather than maybe the traditional 5'10" that we've seen.
Exactly.
So Odom chose Nebraska over Ohio State, Penn State, Clemson, and Oklahoma. So the Big Red...
It's a good get.
Yeah, great get. He's rated number 19th at his position overall, according to On3 rankings. So if they're able to obviously, it's a long road. So if they're able to keep him, this is a great get for Coach Rule. On the other side, the running back commit, Jamal Rule. The kid's 6 feet tall, 205 pounds. I mean, that's a pretty good sized running back.
Right.
They say he has a big play threat. We'll see what happens. We've seen a lot of, especially running backs over the years, come into our program that are highly rated and they don't pan out. This kid's a 3-star. Sometimes those are the kids that are going to work harder to and prove that they belong to be on that roster.
That's right.
The third commit we got was last week. Tight end Luke Sorensen from California. He was rated as the 36th best tight end in the class. He picked Nebraska over Penn State and Ole Miss. This kid's 6'3", 250, athletic, and he's been active on social media, much like Trey Taylor.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, right. Athlete this day and age being active, but
I'd be more worried if they weren't.
Right. But he's saying a lot of good things out there, doing some peer recruiting, which is big. I think all these big name kids across the country, they know each other.
Sure.
They've been to camps together. They've been recruited together. So, you say, hey, come check out Lincoln. It's not at all what you think this place is going to be like.
Right.
And
try and sell them on it if they need to be sold.
Yeah, and once a kid gets here, they realize that we're not in the middle of a cornfield. We have great facilities. We have great fans. We have fast food. I mean, I don't know what else you want.
Sure.
But, so there's three good gets this week by Coach Rule. Unfortunately, last week as I mentioned earlier, we lost a 4-star cornerback in C.J. Brona. It had been rumored for quite a while that he was looking elsewhere. He ended up landing at Florida. The kid's, I believe, from Florida, if I remember right.
Okay.
Not a big surprise. Would have been a great get for the program, but we were able to basically fill his spot with Danny Odom, which we might not have gotten had he stayed. And Florida has this kid for now, but he's changed his mind once. My guess is he changes his mind before it's said and done, Eric.
Probably a possibility for sure.
It's just the time we live in. When you have coaches promising kids things, you have boosters, you have NIL.
The landscape has changed.
Yeah, it's nothing like it was in the past, and it never will be again.
It continues to evolve and change, we'll say.
And you know what? By the time this is all done, they might get this into a great model that works. We're not there yet. At some point, I definitely see a salary cap of sorts in what the NIL is able to give. I know the ruling by the NCAA with the money that the schools are going to be able to share has kind of been, that number's been set to a point, but as far as I know, the NIL money is, they don't have to disclose anything. It's unlimited at this point.
Sure.
So if you want to give a kid $5 million to come there and you have the money to do it, who's going to say no?
Exactly.
I mean, there's guys in the NFL that can't make that kind of money. So why would why not take advantage of that in college? And you're talking a kid that might not ever make the NFL.
Right. Can't hardly blame them.
Yeah, make it while you can.
Yes.
That's all I got for Husker football this week, Eric.
Okay, Brian, the Pacers pushed the Thunder to the limit. When it was all said and done, they came up just a little bit short. Halliburton getting injured obviously did not help their cause. Just once again, kind of a shame. It kind of cast a negative cloud over that final game.
Yeah, because if he doesn't get injured, who knows what happens. The Thunder might still win that game. My guess is it's a little closer.
Right.
But unfortunately, we never got to see that.
Yeah, it cast a dark cloud over that game is how I should have phrased it. He was on fire early, 9 points in the first 7 minutes. Obviously, if that would have continued, who knows what happens? Nobody knows.
Yeah, you hate to see that at this level, at this point of the season, in the biggest game of his life, to go down with that injury is devastating, not only to the team, but for him as a individual. That's going to be a long road back for him now.
Yeah, torn Achilles. You knew when he went down that it was more than just that calf issue that he'd been dealing with.
Yeah. And, I mean, unfortunately, Pacer fans are probably going to be a little upset for a while, but they have nothing to hang. I mean, nobody expected them to go 7 games here. Nobody.
Great run.
Yeah.
Rick Carlisle, I think he's a great coach, and I think he played a big role in the Indiana, like I said, taking Oak City to the limit.
Yeah,
pushing them to the brink.
Pushing them to the brink is exactly right. They were right there. You know, a lot of people have moved away from the NBA in recent years, but I feel like this final series should have brought some fans back. This was not two what I would consider traditional powerhouses. They were teams that have very rarely been in the position that they were in this year. They weren't they weren't the teams that just everybody expects to be there and to run away. So on top of the fact that they were two new teams, the fact that we were all surprised with a 7-game series should make fans of sports in general happy.
On that note, this was the 7th team in 7 years to win an NBA title. Yep.
Wow.
The Raptors, Lakers, Milwaukee Bucks, Golden State Warriors, Denver Nuggets, Boston Celtics, and this year, of course, the Oklahoma City Thunder. First time in NBA history with 7 different champions in 7 seasons.
Holy cow.
So, yes, that should, like you said, different teams winning it should be good for a sport.
It should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be. I don't know. To me, I'm not nearly the NBA fan that I once was.
Sure.
The game has changed. I haven't grown with it, I guess is the best way I can put it. I still compare everybody to the 90s Bulls teams, and I know that's not fair to anybody, but that's just the way I look at things. And it's not fair because a lot of these teams nowadays, they're great ball clubs. Just because they don't have a Michael Jordan on their team doesn't make them any less of a program.
Sure. And yeah, if you don't have a team per se, then yeah, 7 different teams in 7 seasons, exactly what most people are looking for, a little variety.
Who's the early on favorite going into next year?
Take a guess.
I don't even know what this. I'm gonna say the Thunder.
It's the Thunder, and it's not even close.
Really?
Yep. It's them and everybody else.
Okay.
And one of the main reasons, I believe, is because they are the youngest team since the 1976-77 Portland Trailblazers to win a title.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Meaning, yes, obviously there was a lot of youth involved with winning this, and the majority of their team is going to be back next year.
Well, that's great for Oklahoma City. I'm happy for them. I really didn't have a big rooting interest in this series. I probably was pulling for Indiana a little bit, being the underdog. But congratulations to the Thunder. Whether they would have won with or without the injury to Halliburton doesn't matter. They got the job done.
Yep.
And Oklahoma City is celebrating.
Yeah, as far as a quick recap, Pacers were up 48-47 at half. They scratched and clawed, and they battled, and they took a 1-point lead to the locker room.
Did everything they could.
Despite the Halliburton injury, with 7 minutes left in that first quarter. As we go into the third quarter, Oak City has the big quarter they were looking for. They outscore Indiana 34-20, and really they go on that run that most were anticipating they would go on.
Yeah, that they just needed that jolt of confidence like that coming out of the break, and once they did that, the game was over.
Right. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, budding superstar, his mannerisms, a lot of things that he does remind me a little bit of Kobe Bryant.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see some similarities for sure.
I'm sure he would be very appreciative of that comparison. Kobe was definitely one of the greats. He was a student of the game. And the guy was intense.
Yeah.
So
competitive
yep.
and then some.
Yep.
Best stat of this game, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, SGA as most call him, finished with 12 assists and 1 turnover.
That's unreal.
Right. His shooting percentage was nothing spectacular, 8 of 27,
Okay.
just 2 of 12 on threes.
Yep.
But yes, impressive in the fact that he played unselfish and dished out 12 assists, just like I said, to 1 turnover. So hell of a stat line there for him.
A good ball player is going to do what he has to do to get the win.
Sure. And I agree. Jalen Williams contributed 20 points. Chet Holmgren with 18. So there are your 3 stars in the Game 7 win for Oak City. The clincher for the Thunder and their fans. They got that first title. Seattle, or were they rooting for Oak City, you think? The old Supersonics fans, Brian?
I mean, my guess is no. I would not be if I'm in Seattle, I'm probably still holding a grudge.
So go Mariners and Seahawks, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you got plenty to cheer for there, but maybe not in the NBA right now.
Okay.
I do miss the Sonics.
Like I said,
Yeah.
I'll miss those uniforms for sure.
Absolutely. I don't have anything else this week, Eric. I don't know about you.
That's right. We closed the book on the NBA and the College World Series with the Thunder and LSU getting crowned on that same day.
And we look forward to the Royals kind of picking up where they left off after having a day off yesterday. Hope for a solid week in Kansas City. The NFL will be picking up. We'll be getting more news on some mini camps going on here.
For sure.
And I'm sure we'll continue to get Husker football news rolling in.
You bet.
So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Hopefully this week our podcast uploads to YouTube. We had a little issue with that last week. I don't know why, but we did have an issue. And hopefully we're back to that this week.
We'll call it. We're hoping it's an unexpected glitch.
There you go. Share us, like us, dislike us. Tell everybody to listen. We don't care either way.
Go Royals. Big week coming up. Let's go.